Welcome to Alaska. Yesterday we went on a really cool, a really interesting, a really unique four-wheeler ATV ride. It's been on my bucket list for probably 2 years since I learned about this public trail. And so I thought we'd just spend a minute and talk about it and talk about the highlights and maybe the areas that weren't highlights. So, what'd you think of it?
I thought it was interesting.
Okay, what was interesting about it?
Well, the trail didn't have a very marked which way you're supposed to go, and so about every other one you would end up with a private property sign.
That was disappointing a little bit, wasn't it? Okay, what else? Did you have a favorite part?
Yes. I liked how few people there were.
Oh, there wasn't hardly anybody on that trail.
Mm-hmm.
That's really true. Okay. What would you say were the highlights of it? Hey, will you hold your cup there up there for me?
Yes.
Here's the steering stick. Custom. And so what do you think were the highlights of it?
Well, it was a pretty straightforward trail, so there weren't really that many memorable pieces.
I would put that down. I guess some people might put it down as a positive. I would put it down as a negative, and I agree with you. The trail was super well maintained. I mean, it was basically hard-packed dirt with a little bit of gravel in it, and so there was never any ditches, not any mud holes, not any crazy obstacles that you had to wonder, can I make it through this, or am I going to have to winch myself? And personally, I kind of like an obstacle or a challenge once in a while when I'm out riding. I guess what I learned yesterday, and I probably learned it before, I don't like a super well-maintained trail. I mean, I guess it's nice to get places, but I think the cons of it really are that it's not very challenging. It's not super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. My favorite part was the bridge at the beginning, and I guess at the end too. I mean, you had to go in across the bridge and you had to go out across the bridge. But there were two bridges, but that first bridge that we encountered, that thing was like 150 or 200 feet long. It was a huge bridge. And there was about that much space on each side of the wheeler before you were hitting the bridge.
I would scrape mine on both sides.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. But it's obvious that it's people use ATVs on it all the time because we saw ATVs back there, and it's the only way that you can access it. I mean, you clearly couldn't get a side-by-side. We couldn't get our Argo there. But four-wheelers can make it there pretty easily. Seems a little sketchy, but I believe that this is made, well, for walkers, well, for ATVs, but you can only barely get a quad was a big structure at one point in time. You can see they got a toilet here if you needed a toilet on the trail. Very, very cool old cabin. I'll tell you, the mosquitoes are horrible here. Oh, and look at that. Old plow. Boy. So when you compare this trail ride to other trail rides we've done, what would you say were the low points?
It just wasn't memorable because the trail was flat and packed down. There wasn't any water you could run through. There wasn't any mud that you could get stuck in. There really wasn't any, like, hills you go up and down.
You know, that brings up a really good point. Lots of times I tell people that adversity creates memories. You know, if you get stuck, if something's horrible, if you're like, I don't know if I can make it, and you do make it, or you don't make it, and you have to winch out, you remember those times. But when you go on a trail ride like this one, where the trail was just hard-packed dirt, and it was easy peasy, it's less memorable than when there's a lot of adversity along the trail. That's a good point. This trail, if I said, hey, let's go on a trail ride, let's go to this place again, what would you say?
Try a different place. We've already been there once. I feel like we've seen all there is to see.
You know, I agree. I think one of the weird things about this trail was we went and we went and we went, and really it wasn't that long.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to the end and we're in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and there's a sign that says you can't go past this point.
Mm-hmm.
I know that trail goes further than that somewhere. We just didn't find the right one, I think. But we just ended in. It wasn't like there was a destination. So next time, different trail, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you know where the trail that goes like 14 miles out or something is.
I don't know if I'd even want to do it again, though. I'm glad I got it off my bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hey, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching.